Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At the onset, I welcome each one of you for panel discussion 1 with a specific agenda of governance 4.0 application of artificial intelligence for citizen services. Now, I'm sure for the uninitiated, you must be wondering what exactly is governance 4.0. All of us understand this fact that it is an evolving concept wherein we are moving from the traditional short-term thinking towards governance to evolving it into a concept which is long-term strategic with primary emphasis on agile systems and architectures being put in place for public and corporate governance. Now, if you ask me what would be the success criteria for ensuring governance 4.0, and to my mind, it is four-pronged. The first pillar would be strategic planning to address and ensure that citizen pain points are addressed. Second is shared responsibility, wherein it is not just restricted to the responsibility that of the state government or the national government, but also that of the industry partners, the public and private players, as also the citizens. Third is agility and resilience. So when I talk about agility and resilience, it amounts to new structures and architectures like network boards. So if you come to think of it, what exactly is network boards? Look at this panel. You have an army officer, you have elements from the state government, from the Indian Administrative Service, as also corporate partners coming and brainstorming and battle boarding concepts and strategies all put together. That is network boarding. And this is the way forward for government at national as also at state level. And finally, of course, to my mind, most critical is adoption of technology. So with this as a brief preamble, let's try and understand as far as governance 4.0 is concerned, where are we and what is the way forward. So if I may ask my first pointed question to Dr. Hota. Dr. Hota, National Informatics Center. Where are we as far as infusion of artificial intelligence is concerned for governance? Your views, please.
Yeah, very good morning to all of you. At the outset, let me thank Gov Connect to give this opportunity to have the interaction with this beautiful audience. And welcome to this beautiful and happening headquarter of Odisha, that is Bhubaneswar. Now looking at this seminar where we are talking about 3I, that is innovation, intelligence and impact, and we are talking about the e-governance 4.0. Just in the previous presentation, the Arista team was presenting that when we are talking about AI, we should have the data lake on which we have to work upon. Now if you look at NIC as a government partner to the various ministry and various state government departments, we have worked across 40 sectors, more than 40 sectors. We are having a very good database available or data lake available. Now we are inviting all the industry partners and academia to look at that and guide us how best intelligence can be developed over that also. Now I would like to give 2-3 examples before going to highlight on how we are working over AI. Now, if we look at the Honorable Prime Minister's declaration during this Paris AI Summit, he highlighted about the DPI, where we are having basically the 3 layers. We can say our digital identity. And then the second layer over that is the robust payment system mechanism. And over these 2 layers, we have the third layer, that is the architecture for data sharing and data integrations. And leveraging that, NIC has come out with one nation and one platform concept. Talking about making citizen compatible or giving innovation, I don't believe that only AI can have the solution. Even small steps can also bring the changes in the life of the citizen. Now take the example of your ration card. The migrants moving from one state to other state can use the same iCard because of we have the platform that is called One Nation and One Platform solution. They don't have to bother about that. their own ration card, other things. Now, in Odisha, we have a very good team of AI and innovation team. And we have come out with a pan-India application in the agriculture domain that is called Seed Authentication and Holistic Inventory System. Seed is the basic foundational stone of our agriculture platform. And if you look at the, because India is a federal country and different states have their own different rules and different procedures. But NIC came out with the interaction, could able to bring all the states in the board, and we came out a single solution, single instance and multi-tenancy application, where all the states are using the same application. Now, what is the outcome? Recently, Odisha could find out some fraudulent seeds in the market because of only single innovation, that is a QR code. You scan the QR code, and you can be able to know the total journey of the seed, starting from the farmer to research to nucleus seed. The total journey of the seed you can be able to identify from that scan code. Now coming to the AI component. As you know, Vahan and Sarthi in the transport sector, it is being managed by NIC. Now, take the example of pain point Sir was talking about. Come to the pollution control certification, PUC. Now, AI will help us to identify the fraudulent cases happening. Now, so many fraudulent cases came. Now, what is the solution for that? Okay, you upload a photograph that vehicle is at that PUC. Again, that has been manipulated. Now we have started using the AI models so that when along with the photographs, the video analytics and the OCR and zero UI based solutions. Only the photograph will go, and from that OCR will capture the vehicle number, and automatically data will be populated. And the video will show you whether that is a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, truck, bus, and car. That identification is happening. So with this examples, what we have planned in NIC Odisha, basically I can say, we have decided a baseline that any solution we are going to give will have these basic minimum AI capabilities. Whether the user department is asking us or not, our proposal will have those facilities. Number one is smart photo validation. Lot of photo uploading is happening to our applications. As I give the example of PUCC, any photo is being uploaded, it will be validated. And it has to highlight whether this is a photograph of a toilet, a photograph of a building, or photograph of a vehicle or human being, depending upon the different sectors of the applications. Second thing is the secure document verification. Now, in the governance services, we are uploading a number of documents to our different services when we are applying for that. Now, using the OCR and computer vision technologies, how we can able to capture those things. Now you can see in the government sector, in the transport, more than 58 services have been gone for faceless thing. People are uploading the documents, and based on that, verification is happening. Even you think about this international driving permit, there also, if anyone only passport and visa is required to populate and give them the permit. Now, third thing we have done is automated categorization. No need to have this drop-down boxes to go for menu, sub-menu, and other things. Automatically from the photographs or from the text, categorization can happen. I can give an example of, we have developed an application for a billion eye application. Means you take a photograph, it will automatically identify what type of problem it is, whether it is garbage or tree falling or electricity complaint, and accordingly in the back end, it will take 4 parameters, means date, the time, and then where it is happening from the geolocation, what is happening from the photographs, and to whom it should be sent from the back end mapping. The complaint will automatically be directed to that. And the fourth point we have taken is the intelligent data entry validation. We have lakhs of farmers database. Now from that, our model can identify what should be the actual name pattern. Now when someone is entering the junk patterns, automatic validation can be done by AI. So similarly, wherever the text fields are there, we can able to have automatic validation or intelligent data entry validations. And the fourth and fifth and last point what we have taken is automated report and summary generation. In the government sector, a lot of queries happening, give you this report and that report. So how AI can help us, how the MCP protocol can able to help us to generate the reports and Excel sheets which can be given to the government. And pilot basis we have taken in the agriculture department, and hopefully we are going to release it soon. So these are the few best steps we have taken in NIC, Odisha basically, that any application will have all these solutions available with that. Thank you, thank you.
Right, Dr. Hota, thank you so much. If I may sum up, it is collaborative efforts for collective outcomes, right? From fraud detection to alleviation is what NIC is looking at. Now, if I may move forward to Ms. Prerna, ma'am, Greater Noida Industrial Development Authority. AI, a lot of pain points as far as citizens are concerned. How are you employing artificial intelligence in a manner that you can not just address them, alleviate them, but also take it further? Your views, please.
A very good afternoon to everyone, all the panel members, my seniors and colleagues, and all the stakeholders of the 19th Digital Transformation Conclave. I first of all express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers and to the government of Odisha and 𝐂𝐸𝐿𝐽 team for having me here. It is indeed an honor and pleasure to be a part of such an august gathering, and I hope to briefly summarize Greater Noida's perspective in utilizing AI in governance. So before I move to the AI perspective, I would want to introduce Greater Noida to you, and in form of Greater Noida, I also want to introduce a lot of other urban cities and the transforming places, rural areas now becoming urban hubs, and how urbanization is the next major challenge which the country, as we become the fourth largest economy in the world, the major challenge which we are all going to face. When I talk of Greater Noida, it is one of the largest growing planned cities in the world. I've seen Bhubaneswar yesterday when we came from the airport. It's a beautiful city that has come up, very planned. Similarly, on the lines of Chandigarh, Greater Noida and Noida were also developed. And today, what we see in Delhi, Greater Noida offers solutions to the issues and urban challenges that Delhi and NCR face. When we look at the Anand Vihar railway station, the NDLS, or we look at the metro lines, which are so much congested, we propose a multimodal transport hub in 300 acres, which is worth 5,000 crores, and we want to bring an alternative to these places so that we decongest. Now, everybody is very well aware of the 𝐴𝐸𝐺 airport coming up. The inauguration is very shortly scheduled, and with 𝐴𝐸𝐺 coming up, how are we going to give last mile connectivity to so many people in the hinterland, in eastern India? You call it Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. So now people would not want to drop to Delhi, but want to come to 𝐴𝐸𝐺. With 𝐴𝐸𝐺, MMTH, then our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of reducing logistics cost, reducing logistics burden, which is 12% today, reducing it to 8% of GDP, with such visionary aims and ambitions. If we are bound to do that, we are also proposing a multimodal logistics hub, which is going to come and provide end-to-end facilitation and reduction in logistics cost to industries. So Greater Noida as a city is majorly an industrial city, and after Delhi and Noida got saturated, the land bank it offers and the residential landscape it offers to its citizens and people around, it becomes very important to bring in AI in governance to today tap in both the challenges, rather tap in the advantage we have. One, we have the land bank, which now is quite saturated in NCR. And second, we have a planned city. So being a planned city, we still have spaces for utilities. When I talk of, I'm going to talk about every aspect of municipal governance and various various institutions, industries, residential landscapes that we see in any city. So touching on to every aspect, one solution which, you know, in last few years we've worked on two solutions, and we found out one solution, that is the integrated ISTMS project, that is the Integrated Surveillance and Traffic Monitoring System. This is a smart city project which most of you would be aware of, and you would have seen in the last decade. You know, ITMS projects have come, but the ISTMS we propose for Greater Noida is one-stop solution to everything. One major issue in urban landscape is congestion, traffic jams, people losing valuable hours. We are not able to provide red corridors or early treatment when the ambulances have to pass by. So urban congestion is something which we tend to, you know, sort of falter at and not find a solution for. But ISTMS provides very unique AI-enabled solutions like ATCS, the Adaptive Traffic Control System, which is no doubt a challenge, which has not worked very well in the other cities. But what we are proposing is how can GPS, how can the CCTV cameras, how can they all collaborate, utilize AI, and then bring in a system where the congestion reduces. And naturally, another major challenge we are facing, the high AQI levels. How can we bring them down with reduced vehicular emissions by just decongestion? So one simple solution can bring in solutions to so many linked issues which we are having. So ATCS in the ISTMS, the project we are bringing, how the CCTV cameras online challan monitoring system will make sure that even if you are not obeying simple traffic rules like you see in foreign countries, either it is lane driving or not wearing a seat belt, there are going to be automatic challans generated and sent to your mobile phones immediately. So there is going to be that coercive action that will dissuade people from flouting traffic regulations, and decongestion and urban mobility, the issue that we face, will become a lot more easier for us to tackle. Then we look at ISTMS also as a system which will help bring safer, make safer cities. For example, NCR or UP, you see a lot of cities face crime, even though there has been a lot of reduction in the current leadership regime. But when you look at facial recognition cameras, they are going to be integrated with criminal database, and we can easily monitor where crime is happening, and we can tackle that better. We will have better intelligence inputs. But now coming to more refined version of AI, which you would not see in the last 3, 4 years, 5 years when the ITMS projects were implemented. You today, in the cameras, you can put in commands, and we have seen demonstrations, proof of concepts of such things where if a person is in distress, let's say somebody is just lying down or waving in distress, all of that is also gathered by the AI, and a beep or warning signal is sent to the ICCC, the Integrated Command Control Center, and there is immediately a response sent. So this is the kind of world-class city which India needs and India aims to, and how we are with huge population in NCR, with huge population in UP and many other states in the country. We need to bring in ATCS, we need to bring in AI-enabled cameras so that we can really make cities more smart and more safe. One more aspect which I'm going to touch is the utilities. You look at, see, we are all consumers or clients of an urban landscape. We might not come from an agricultural background, or somebody might not be from administrative background, but we are all consumers or urban citizens. And some things which we get every day in our homes, that is water pipelines. How are we bringing in AI in Greater Noida? We have SCADA-based systems, so we have reduced human interference of having those pump operators who would operate manually, and then the challenges you have with them. Now there is SCADA. There are sensors, water meters on the water meters on pipelines where you can see when there is going to be a leakage. So you don't need a manual intervention for that. You will have alerts on your ISTMS system in your ICCC. You can analyze and then quickly respond. So grievance redressal becomes way more faster and way more efficient. You look at something like health and sanitation. When the vehicle that comes to your house to collect the segregated waste, now there are GPS-enabled systems where you can really track if the vehicle is going to each and every house or not. Because this used to be a major grievance of people. So that is being able to track. There are very ambitious models where garbage, if the dustbins are filled with garbage, the sensors alert us. Then one major issue which a lot of cities in NCR are also facing is poor urban infrastructure. And during the monsoon, it gets even more aggravated. You see urban flooding. You see a lot of issues coming up during the monsoon season. For that also, we have AI-enabled sensors. When you see underpasses or FOBs, you have those things so that you have alerts, and that way this data analysis can always help you in future planning also. So when you talk of a planned city, it is not only the wide roads you see in Chandigarh or Noida, or it is not the beautiful industrial landscape that has developed, the high rises that has developed. It is also these utilities, the water, sewer, electricity, sanitation, horticulture, every public service that comes to you. Be it the public transport system, how can we really capitalize and monetize on these data sets which we gather from our AI-enabled ISTMS system and give a one-stop solution. So I can go on speaking about it for hours, because this is something which we do, and we really want and aim to be a world-class city and offer great investment opportunities to global capability centers. Like today also in the morning, it was being mentioned. See, if we talk about Uttar Pradesh is now moving towards rapid industrialization, and India is attracting so much investment, and we are competing with Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. So if we have to give them lucrative space, today we have great, very strong law and order situation, but we have to give them very good infrastructure and not fail as a lot of cities, I don't want to name, but who have failed in traffic congestion or monsoon flooding, etc. So for all this, we need an integrated solution that is AI enabled, AI which is self-learning, and AI whose data is going to give you a great analysis and help in better grievance redressal. So I'm going to conclude with this, and thank you for having me here.
Well, multitudinal problems call for multimodal solutions. And all those of us who have been in technology space, I'm aware, General Manjeet, sir, you're from technology background. So we understand that multimodal architectures and algorithms are already in place. And if we can employ them in a manner that real-time problem alleviation and pain point alleviation takes place, then that will be great. And it's great to hear, Ms. Prerna, that we are already doing that. Now, let me come to another point. Now, before I come to another pain point, especially for the youngsters that are sitting towards either corners of the room, there was a World Economic Forum report that came out in 2025. It says that by 2030, 70 million jobs will vanish, which is 14% of the entire labor force in the world. It will vanish, it will cease to exist. But there is a silver lining here. The silver lining here is that by 2035, you'll have new jobs. Because of the AI, they will come to exist. And that will amount to about, say, 28%. So the number of jobs that are going to come about are going to be more. But the only summative reference here is that people like you will have to not only upskill, you will have to reskill. Now with that as a brief preamble, if I may ask Mr. Sharma, Mr. Sharma, upskilling, reskilling, application of AI. If you can talk about the impact and what are the measures in place as far as Odisha government is concerned.
Hello. Good afternoon. Thanks for giving me a nice question for me. I will give the background first. I am from the Skill Development Authority of Odisha. What we do and how we are trying to address this question, this problem of unemployability. We have one-liner mission, creating or increasing employability of the youth so that every youth will get a job. That's one-liner mission for us. Before going to that one, how we are addressing, I'll try to give the industry scenario, what is current industry scenario, how are we addressing that one. I have spent roughly 38 years on the industry, typically from multiple industries. So I bring that expertise to Government of Odisha, that how are we addressing, typically the industry need, what is Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0, and how are we connecting with the governance 4.0, and how it is going to help them. Everywhere in the industry, starting from the CEO to the manager to the all employees down below the employees, everywhere we always say 3 pointers, which is the crux of the whole business. So 3 pointers are faster, better, and cheaper. In the previous sessions, speakers have already addressed what is it and how are we doing it. Faster in the sense that the decision has to be faster, and when we say cheaper, the solution has to be cheaper, and better in the sense accurate decision has to be taken. With these 3 drivers, what we say is a governance model. A governance model we follow in the industry is typically how are we adopting a new technology so that we can achieve these 3 pillars, 3 accelerators, or 3 points we have to achieve that one. How do we achieve? There is a framework. I'll just simplify the whole framework for the interest of the whole time, and then I'll try to give it on the gist. First thing is to do the automation with robotics, RPAs, or a kind of bots. We have to do the automation of the workflow. That's the first point we usually suggest to any of the industries. Second point is bringing all the data or all the data points to a cloud journey, cloud or storing somewhere with a huge capacity of efficiency and then the scalability. Third, we have to have a dashboard to see the data. Once we have the data points, we have to at least visualize and see the data. Fourth, once we see the data, then we have to do the automation of the self-services, like we are calling now citizen-centric self-services. In Odisha, we are also deploying that one. So these are the 4 points. We have to put it as a SOP, or you call it as a framework, or you call it as any directive. We have to have it. So the whole crux of the whole is data. Data means each services, we collect the data points, all sorts of data. And this data will talk about the storyline, the hidden story behind the data points has to be analyzed with your data analysis. So with all this background, what we do is we introduce different courses. Now I will address the question which Colonel has asked to me, that what are the typical data points, what are the training we give it to the all of Odisha, and how we impart the training. Second, how do we implement AI in our gamut of the training or skill development so that it will help on generating the typical jobs rather than curtailing the jobs. Now industry is facing a problem that everywhere we are talking about so many jobs will be vanishing in another 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years time. We are saying that we will generate the jobs. So many jobs will be created out of AI or implementation of AI or using of the tools or agentic robots or chatbots, so that it is easier for us to give employability to every youth. So in respect to that one, we devise multiple courses to address this framework which I just explained to you. First point is, we train on AI. Second, we train on blockchain. We train on ERP like SAP or any other ERP packages. Third, we train on low-code, no-code, which is a typical increasing on the productivity kind of things. Fifth is in typically IoT, when we talked about in the previous sessions that we are talking about multiple interfaces with automation. IoT is an area where we are giving the training. Last but not the least is AR, VR, which is now we are talking about computer vision, different virtual reality and mix of reality, that we are giving training. These are the typical things we give training to all our participants. We call them as a job seekers. Where we do implement our AI is, we have got two different entities. One is job providers, those who need unemployed youths, and second one is job seekers, which is my customer. As a OSDA, Odisha Skill Development Authority, we have all job seekers. They enroll with us with employment exchange. We run the exchange. In the exchange, we try to do the AI-based program where we can match job seekers' requirement with the job providers' requirement. That's A. Second, when we are giving training on multiple areas like AI, blockchain, IoT, AR, VR, or different topics, we run across all the states, all the districts of Odisha, where we have got 132 centers. In these all centers, we run the training. On the training institutes, we have AI-based cameras which will take the attendance. Automatically, all those who are taking training on the skill development centers, SDCs, attendance is being captured, and this attendance is coming to us in a centralized way to my server. My server is on the cloud server, and then all the attendance comes through the AI-based cameras. So all these areas where we are saying that AI is being implemented for the job seekers to job makers. Along with that one, also we are implementing training. So this giving a training on AI, on typical technologies, futuristic technologies, we are trying to generate more and more employability on the market, job market, so that we can challenge the issue of vanishing of the jobs. So did I answer your question?
Absolutely. Faster, simpler, more reliable is what you're looking at, and that's a great initiative. But one more point which Mr. Sharma you made was about digitization. And with that, I'll just cling on to this point, digitization, and I'll ask Mr. Sanob. Mr. Sanob, what is Kerala government doing as far as this digital initiatives are concerned, the digital space is concerned? Certain initiatives, if you can just enumerate.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. So Kerala has been recognized as one of the leaders in digital transformation and digital transformative initiatives. So basically, we are not actually plugging in artificial intelligence directly into any sort of governance models or something like that. We are redefining and revamping most of the platforms and supplement everything with sort of support from artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. So this is the core idea developed or planned by our new special secretary, sir, and it's driven by himself. So I'm also part of that team. So basically, we have called this initiative, we have named this initiative as Nammuda Kerala, Digital Kerala Initiatives. So Nammuda Kerala means our Kerala. So there are 4 pillars in this particular initiative. One is Sevana Kerala. Sevana means, as you all know, it's service-oriented initiatives. Second is Sadbharana Kerala, basically on good governance. Third is Bhavi Kerala, or future technology involved initiatives. Fourth is Jana Keralam or people-centric campaign activities. The first core principles behind Sevana Keralam is that Kerala has passed this Right to Service Act in 2012. Actually, we have amended that in this very recently in November 1st on our birth anniversary of Kerala State. We notified the amended act, renamed it as Right to Public Service Act. So every service is mandated to be given in a particular amount of time. That can be decided by the departments. So all the digital platforms or service portals, we are linking those services with a right to service portal, so that the citizens, they can watch and verify whether these services are given to them in a mandated period of time. Otherwise, they can very well escalate to the appellate authorities in the first and second level. And there is a commission also being brought up for this, to watch this process. Next thing is regarding evaluation of citizen service experience. Mostly, we citizens, they use the platforms, they get the service or avail the service and return back. Okay, so very similar to our private sector or corporate platforms, we are taking their feedbacks. We like to name them as Kerala CX Index, Citizen Experience Index. So what is going to happen is that we'll ask them some questions, basically framed based on the NESDA guidelines. So citizen will answer those questions, and we'll, based on a framework, we'll rank the portals and the service delivery platforms all across the state. Third is something called Unified Service Delivery Platform. Actually, we are taking a leaf out of Odisha's book. Odisha one platform is there. It's a Unified Service Delivery Platform. Very similar to that, we are planning a Unified Service Delivery Platform, wherein citizens need not access individual portals of various departments, and they can avail all the services from a single platform and a single mobile app. Next, moving on to the next thing, it's called, basically all the citizen-centric applications, we have adopted this Malayalam first approach and mobile first approach. Malayalam first means our regional language is Malayalam. To ensure linguistic inclusiveness, we are going for that approach. Moving on to this next pillar, it's called Sadbharana Kerala, basically focused on good governance. The first thing we are planning to implement, or we have already started the implementation, it's called Unified Service Registry. So we offer a lot of welfare pensions and schemes we have. So basically, to avoid the duplication of these pensions and the welfare schemes, and to create a single source of truth, we are planning this unified registry, so that once a department, if they are going to give a service or a pension or a welfare scheme, if they are including citizens, then they can very well check the data and ensure that no pilferage of funds is happening. Next is a unified state data exchange platform. We are planning to bring it up. We all know that data is an asset. So exchange of data between departments is causing a lot of problems. Okay, so we are coming up with the data policy, and open data policy is also in the pipeline. So this data exchange platform will serve as a single platform for sharing of data across departments, even to academia and startups also. So then most of the platforms we are going to revamp or use some emerging technologies to create, to increase the robustness of the platforms. Moving on to the third pillar, actually it is the, it is totally based on emerging technologies. It is called Bhavi Keralam, AI, IoT, then blockchain. All these technologies we are leveraging. For blockchain, we have this Digital University Kerala, and they are concentrating on actually blockchain activities. They have an academy as well. So IoT, we are actually using a limited number of IoT sensors, so sort of technologies we are actually lagging behind. So identifying that, we have called all the departments. December 20th, we are having a big conclave, so that we can identify the use cases and come up with some solutions. When it comes to AI, we have an initiative called Kerala AI Initiative, or 𝐃𝐢𝐸. So it's a collaboration of departments with academia, startups, and technology partners. So we asked the departments to come up with the problem statements or the pain points and list them out. how we can address those pain points or problem statements with the use of emerging technologies, especially artificial intelligence. We have had 2 rounds of discussions and workshops with all the departments. More than 500 use cases were discussed. 10 projects are on the pipeline. Proof of concept is being prepared. Very soon we will come up with some solutions, and maybe in the next summit or so, we can maybe showcase them also. The last one is called this Jana Keralam. It's basically giving awareness to citizens, or inclusivity to access all the digital platforms. In August 21st, actually, Kerala was declared as the first state to achieve total digital literacy. So it was also based on a campaign only. So moving on from that, taking advantage of the total digital literacy, we are moving on to DigiKeralam 2.0, the second phase of digital literacy, where we are, next phase is like giving AI literacy to all the citizens. So it's a multi-pronged approach. Educationists and this teachers and students, our education department will be focusing on that. Citizens, we will focus as a campaign activity with the local service departments and field level departments who can easily reach the people. Then government officials also, we are giving, our institution is giving training in all the generative AI tools so that they can improve their efficiency and process the citizen services, or you can give the service in a better manner or speed up the services as such. Next is called Safe Tech campaign. The Safe Tech campaign, we are focusing on safer use of technology, alleviation of cyber threats, and creating awareness among the people, especially senior citizens and vulnerable groups, to avoid this cyber arrest, digital arrest, cyber security threats, and this financial misappropriations happening in the open platforms. So these are the approaches we are focusing on. As I said, this is driven by our government, and most of the low-hanging fruits we will be rolling out all the projects by the end of maybe January or February, and by the end of March we will be rolling out all the major projects which I have already mentioned. Thank you.
Mr. Sanob, great. So I realize that there is a lot of unified effort that is being put into place as far as Kerala is concerned, but you also came up with a very, very ardent point pertaining to data, or data churning, data manifestation. All of this requires systems in place. It requires architectures in place. It requires hardware and software in place. So logically, I'll ask Mr. Rajeev. Fortinet has been in this space for quite some time. So if you can just give it a thought and just give a rundown on what all aspects are you looking at, and if at all there are pain points at the level of government and governance, and which you can alleviate, given the fantastic solutions that you have.
Okay. So my colleague Shubhendu has already told about the Fortinet, right? So I tell you that company is investing a lot in the country, right? So we are almost 800 people in the country, and we have 2 development center. One is Bangalore and one is Pune, right? So we have acquired 2 companies, which is Make in India company, and we are providing Make in India solution as well, right? We are available with class 2 at least in all products, but in some of the products, definitely more than class 2 we are providing, right? Second thing is that some of the product, the renowned companies like CERT, Indian companies, are using. Whatever advisories you are getting, we are providing services to CERT, right? So that's a Fortinet. So Fortinet is into multiple domain. We are most trusted cybersecurity company in the world, right? And we are Gartner leader in networking space as well, which very few people know about this. But if you talk about the firewall, so we are available every department. You will find the Fortinet firewall at least. If you talk about the mid-size, large size, critical infrastructure, everywhere Fortinet is available, right? But we have the solution like Security Operations Center as well. So we have recently picked up very big order from the Government of India for 1.2 lakh EPS. and we're providing complete security operations center solution. We have endpoint security as well, right? So if you talk about ZTNA, SASE, EDR, XDR, everything we have on that part. So if I talk about the challenges, there are two kinds of challenges. One, whether you want to deploy the latest solution on the legacy solution, on the legacy systems, one. Second, how to defend our critical infrastructure, right? So I will talk about the second one. So critical infrastructure, the training is must, capacity building is must, right? So training on threat detection and response, number one. Second, understanding of the zero trust principle. Third, the proficiency, if you talk about in managing the next generation firewall. Third, awareness of the security best practices. And then you talk about the update on the evolving threats. These are the most important things which the department should understand and provide the training. Fortinet provides training on these things to maintain the and manage the critical infrastructure, right? Second thing I will tell you, I told the deployment part, right? So ZT, like I will give you the example of one solution, that is ZTNA, right? So ZTNA is a buzzword. Every department is implementing ZTNA solution, right? So ZTNA solution doesn't work usually on the legacy system. But I tell you, Fortinet enables micro-segmentation, right? And continuous monitoring and strict the access control even on the legacy system, right? You can start by identifying the assets and applying the least privilege policies, continuous monitoring, and solution like Fortinet firewall enforce security policies, right? And MFA solution plus regular assessment, security assessment, further bolster security without needing to overhaul the legacy system immediately. That's it from my side.
Right, Mr. Saxena, thank you. Shortage of time, very interesting dialogue, very interesting points coming up. Shortage of time, of course. So let me quickly sum up. There was a statement made by one of my professors at University of San Diego, wherein I was doing my applied artificial intelligence course from. And he says, when it comes to AI adoption, even rapid is not fast enough. Because the technology is moving rapidly. Are we, as departments of government, matching up pace? And it is wonderful to hear the kind of initiatives that at central government level, at state government level that are being taken. It's just that my point is that if we can just make it, I'll borrow your word, unified. If we can make our efforts unified, cogent, collective, so as to achieve our overall dream of achieving a developed nation, developed Bharat by 2047. With that, I thank each one of you for giving us a patient hearing, and I hand over to the industry partners, the organizers, to take this process forward.